I'm Michael Reel, and this is REELURBANNEWS.com. We are with Charlotte Brimmer. She's running for City Council right here in the city of Carson, California. Charlotte Brimmer, thank you for being with REELURBANNEWS.com.
Thank you for having me, Michael.
3 times is third time is a charm.
That's great.
Talk about your campaign. You're running for City Council for the city of Carson, California.
Oh, thank you, Michael. I'm currently decided to get in the arena with the big politicians because I felt a need to continue to give back to my community. I'm currently on the Planning Commission for the city of Carson. I've served 2 terms. I'm a resident. I've been here over 25 years. My mom has been here 40 years. I graduated from Cal State Dominguez Hills and got married and raised my children here.
So you're a product. It's safe to say that you're a product of Carson, California.
I think it's very safe, yes. Yes.
And because you're a product and you've seen the city transition, I believe we were talking off camera,
Right.
You made a comment recently during your campaign that Carson is no longer a bedroom community, it's now a destination. Explain that comment, if you will.
Certainly. Before the city of Carson became incorporated in 1968, for the most part, this area was nothing more than fields and landfills, farms, landfills. In 1968, you had the whole migration of the transition of residential with light industrial. But now, all of a sudden, besides just being known by the Goodyear blimp, which is very historical, we're now known for the Home Depot Center.
What do you have in your personal toolbox, your political toolbox, your social toolbox, that you can draw from to take Carson to the level in which you desire and that you see it coming or headed toward?
Well, you know, Michael, I'm going to really be honest with you. I've been very fortunate. I started my career as an investigator for LA County Department of Consumer Affairs. I then commenced a career with the Community Redevelopment Agency of the City of LA. And in my tenure with the city, I started as a compliance investigator, labor compliance investigator. And pretty much that was making sure that the contractors on the CRA jobs were paying prevailing wage, union wages. So I enforced that, and I also did all the training for the agency. So I have this unique relationship and ability to know how to work with the unions.
What is the common goal as Carson continues to thrive and grow?
One neighborhood, one community. That's it. This is a great city, made up of all different faces, and that is where we are turning, that we recognize it, and we have to embrace it.
Now, Carson is also home to a lot of corporations. A lot of mainstay corporations based here in Carson definitely have an imprint here in Carson.
Mm-hmm.
How are you ready to work with those corporations in terms of diversifying their employment roles and drawing tax-based funds from those companies to the city of Carson?
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Without a doubt. You know, this is a partnership, and that's why I really want to be a partner. You have the community, you have the businesses, as I said before, you have the small businesses. So we're going to have to listen first to them, and then from that, see how we can integrate all of this.
So a constituent is sitting in their home and they're saying, I have to vote. Why would I vote for you?
Well, anyone in the city of Carson seriously knows that we need a change. Mm-hmm. We need something fresh, new, progressive, and innovative in our city government, city council. They're asking for a change. And I think that with the experience that I carry with the vested interest that I have here in the city of Carson, I'm ready and I can take us to the next level.
You know, earlier we were talking about the importance of economics, and I know as a city planner, that has to be foremost on your mind. Talk about your vision for Carson in terms of continuing the growth. You have IKEA, you have Target, you have the mall, you have these popular eating places. What's your vision as we go into the 21st century in terms of economics for this city?
Thank you, Michael. As I shared with you before, it's as though it's transformation time. It's to spread your wings out wide, not closed in. So therefore, what that translates into is that it's time to develop the north, and it's time to bring it down Avalon to the south. And if that means more restaurants, there are people who want to come here. We have to court them. We have to go get them and bring them here.
Sure.
Our people are tired of going to other cities, and I'm one of those people.
Well, let's talk about that, going to other cities. Now, with IKEA being here, we know, watch your step, that a lot of people come from Palos Verdes and Torrance and surrounding areas. They drop into IKEA. They may go to Target, they may not, but they definitely don't go into the mall. What's your plan to keep that money from IKEA to pass it through the rest of the businesses here in Carson?
Well, we already worked on that. If you notice at the mall, there are outside banners. And this is a representation when I was talking to you about being progressive, innovative. This was an item brought to the city council, brought to the planning commission. And at first, the staff was a little bit hesitant about allowing this kind of signage because it is a little bit exceptional. However, what I stress to them, and I do say is that I need young people. I need people to visit this mall. Right. You know, whatever it takes to get their attention, let's give it to them.
So you have Old Navy, you have JCPenney, you see Wingstops, you see Juicy Juice and Radio Shack. Right. Visibly.
Absolutely.
That's important.
That's totally it. It's a marketing eye. It's a visual. As we look at the marquee here, you can see that off the freeway. It's now illuminated. It turns into red and turns into blue. Those are our marketing elements that we have worked to enhance. The current staff, along with the planning commissioners. And remember, we make recommendations to the city council. So we review the facts and then we go through the application and then we either approve it and recommend it to council or we deny it. So I've been charged with that and been part of the planning commission and that's where that growth is. That's where you can get that engine going for that economic stimulation.
Final question. With the economic growth and with your vision, you know, Carson, as we talked about earlier, is a bedroom community. A nice community to live in, a nice place to raise a family, good schools, LAX accessible, near Orange County, near downtown. How do you still keep that common touch, although Carson wants to now walk with kids?
Well, you know, I like that, Michael. You got to have an open door policy. You got to keep your finger on the pulse of the people. You got to listen. You got to be able to engage, and with the knowledge of your discipline or your expertise, then you can marry the two, and you can really have an end product. I'm really strong after making sure that the community understand, and there's transparency of what we're doing in city government. Being an investigator, I'm kind of focused on making sure we follow policies, procedures, and guidelines. So with that, we can keep ourselves out of legal trouble.
That's important.
That's important. However, we can still be proactive. We can be helpful, and we can do this together. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm just the answer, and I'm not saying I don't have challenges, meaning in trying to get things done. However, I know I got the recipe.
Sure.
And I think I totally represent the future. And that's why I really should be city council person. I represent the future.
Charlotte Brimmer, thank you for your time and your talent, and good luck as you strive to represent the future.
Thank you, Michael. Bye-bye.